Hi guys, welcome to another beer review, and today we've got what should be a massive treat. Now this is a beer that is very highly regarded, even on places like Rate Beer, Beer Advocate and Untapped. I think it's pretty much been voted the best of its style on all three websites. Don't quote me on that, but it is a very highly regarded and well respected beer indeed. And the funny thing is, I got this in my local supermarket for less than €2. So yeah, if this is as amazing as I'm expecting it to be, then yeah, I'm gonna buy as many as I can. Um, yeah, you already know what it is. You can tell by the title and the thumbnail. We're staying here in Germany, and we're going over to the Ayinger brewery. Now, they're a highly regarded brewery in their own right, but this is the first time I've actually tried any of their beers. The thing with Germany is it seems to be so localised because you have so many breweries surrounding you no matter where you go. So you're primarily going to get the local brewed stuff in the supermarkets. But my local supermarket has just started to get into craft beer, and this was in the craft beer section. But you could argue it is craft beer to an extent. There's a whole debate on what exactly craft beer means, and if you can hear the microwave oven, it's because I'm doing some roast potatoes, because why not? So yeah, we're going over to the Ayinger brewery to have a look at the Celebrator, which is of course the Doppelbock, and I do love my Doppelbocks. Probably my favourite German style, with the Rauch beer coming in at a close second. I've been searching this beer for such a long time since I've been visiting here in Germany, and now I can finally get it for less than €2, so I could be quids in with this one. So it's a Doppelbock clocking in at 6.7%, and I've got to say I really love that label artwork. It sort of reminds me of like an old-fashioned children's book illustration. Very traditional, beautiful typography, beautiful imagery. I just love it. I'm definitely keeping that label. And then of course you also get a sort of goat little plastic thingy attached to the label by this ribbon. And I noticed that a lot of people have been stealing these from the beers. I mean, it's just, really cheaply made piece of plastic, but it's such a nice touch. It adds a real sense of celebration to it. And yeah, beautiful label on the neck as well. I love how traditional and untouched the artwork on this beer is. 330ml bottle, but I'm sure you can get it in the 500ml variant. And there's just a plain white crown. Plain white crown. Anyway, let's get the beer opened and see what we get with this beauty. I seriously hope I don't end up being disappointed. I mean, it's a Doppelbock, so by my own default, I think I'm going to really enjoy this beer. So we shall see if it's worthy of being listed as one of the, if not the best Doppelbock of its type. God, I can smell the sweetness from this beer right from here. So in terms of its colour, it's not, well, it's nowhere near a jet black beer. When you hold it up to light, you get these really nice intense ruby hues in there. A lovely oaky colour as well. Really dark, you can't see through that at all. It's definitely got a bit of oomph to it in terms of its presentation. So we'll swivel so it can generate some head. And yeah, I've got a finger of slightly tan coloured head. Beautiful looking beer so far, it really is. I say that a lot, but this, I definitely mean it for this one. So let's get our nose in there. Oh yeah, just these lovely, rich, dark, fruity tones in there. Plums, raisins, a nice berry character in there as well. You get a lovely malty backbone complementing that berryness. Slight sweet peated smoke characteristic on the nose as well. And then you get these lovely desserty, cakey, indulgent aromas also. I love how I get on a roll of describing, then I pause, and then I just come up with something ridiculous. it's the coolest drink away. It smells wonderful. It's what you want with a Doppelbock. It's rich, indulgent, but it's got this nice brightness to it. So yeah, I'm salivating right now. Let's get the beer tasted. Prost. That is lovely. Usually with these sorts of beers, when they get towards the higher end of 6 and the lower end of 8%, the alcohol is evident there. Not as if it's been masked terribly, but it like demands you know its presence, and it demands that you respect that beer and take your time with it, indulge in it. The alcohol presence is there, but it's more like a flavour that you'd get from a liqueur, that sort of thing. No harshness whatsoever at any point in this beer, but you get this lovely sweet like dessert liqueur flavour that you could just savour. It leaves your mouth a little bit sticky. It's not syrupy or velvety or anything like that, but it leaves you with like this residue in your mouth. Bit of rum-soaked raisins, lovely woody characters in there. You get these nice like intense dark cakey flavours in there also, which just, yeah, it's just pure indulgence in a glass. And you know what, I can see why this is such a highly regarded beer in its style, and one that friends of mine have been asking me for ages, like, how the hell why have you not tried this beer yet? Have you managed to get hold of one? And I can see why there's so much interest, so much hype in this beer. Carbonation is nice and gentle. Body is on the upper level of medium. Doesn't get too heavy. Doesn't get too intense. Lovely bitterness on the back end, and then you've got those boozy, cakey berry notes, these dark fruits in there as well. But it doesn't have the harshness that some beers of this style has, so that goes into that drinkability and enjoyment factor of the beer. And you know what, you could get carried away with this one, you really could, because you're just so caught up in drinking it and experiencing it. And you know what, for less than €2, how can I not give this a 10 out of 10? This is my style of beer. I love IPAs, I love hoppy beers, don't get me wrong, but when you give me a good old-fashioned, traditionally brewed Doppelbock or anything like that, I want 2 or 3 of these. Now, you shouldn't drink 2 or 3 of these at once. You should probably have something a little bit lighter afterwards and then maybe have another one, but I just love it. I love this beer. It's still not my favourite Doppelbock. That will always be Walterberger Kloster's Assenbock. But I'm sure one day that's going to get knocked off the top by another one. I love trying Doppelbocks. My camera ended, so my memory decided to be full on the camera just as my potatoes needed turning over. So every cloud has a silver lining, and I've completely forgotten where I am. So thanks to the wonders of editing, it's going to be a completely flawless transition, I'm sure. So yeah, this is just a wonderful beer. It's definitely one of the best Doppelbocks that I've tried. It's just a beautiful beer, 10 out of 10. And yeah, it lived up to my expectations. Not that my opinion on anything actually matters, but so yeah, it's a 10 out of 10 beer from me. I'm sure if you've tried this one, you will I'm sure if you try this one, you will agree with me on that one. Or at least I hope you do, and if not, tell me why. Tell me what's your favourite Doppelbock. Going down probably a little bit too easy. So, yeah, oh well. Check out the Ayinger brewery down below. If any of my fellow beer tuber friends have reviewed this beer, then of course their links are down below also. Check out my Doppelbock playlist for some absolutely phenomenal beers, and yeah, I hope you will join me next time for another beer review when I'm not cooking and there's a loud microwave oven in the background. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I shall hopefully see thee later. Cheers, guys.